Hello, we are Team 93R5 and our members are Frankie Kim, Eric Yan, Caitlin Yang, Markub Han, Peter Han, and Daniel Lee. Our project that we've been working on is called Brainy Phonics. Our client's goal for us is to create a web application version of the mobile app. The application is meant to teach young children who aren't native speakers or just starting to learn the English language. The app contains learning activities focused on phonemes, vowels, and consonants, so users can hear the sounds and apply it to their daily lives. The user stories that we had planned for this sprint are the following. As a student, I want the login and registration screens to be fully functional. As a student, I want to navigate to a learning category from the homepage so that I can start a phonics lesson. And as a student, I want to be able to search and filter within categories. Our goals for the sprint include designing UX prototypes for the puzzle quiz feature that our client wanted, as well as the categories of phonemes for specific grade levels. Connecting the front end to the back end was a goal that carried over from Sprint 1. We plan to create the user interfaces for the homepage, as well as for the categories of phonemes. Our final goals for the sprint were to remove the introduction screen, as well as the rotating animation on the images in our login and registration process. This sprint, we implemented the home screen, as well as the categories pages and the navigation bar, by adding 4 new components to our Angular front end. The homepage currently includes buttons to navigate to the lessons for vowels and consonants. The buttons navigate the user to the category pages, where users can view all the phonemes that fit within a particular category. The navigation bar component successfully links each page back to the homepage and allows the users to log out and return to the user authentication page. Our backend team also began planning and designing the database in order to intuitively store the progress information from the application. However, we need to further consult our client to ensure that the progress system is properly understood before it's being implemented. We weren't able to properly connect the front end and back end in the sprint. Fortunately though, we did not need to use the back end to accomplish any of the functionality in the sprint because all of our goals for the sprint solely involved the front end. Another feature that we did not accomplish is the search and filter within phoneme categories. Since we weren't able to connect the front end with the back end in the sprint, we'll definitely make that a priority in our next sprint. We were also unable to create the new UX mockups, but we will also prioritize these. The major new feature that will be added in Sprint 3 is the implementation of an individual phonics lesson. We will focus on the UI as well as the audio for each phoneme. Additionally, we realized that we needed to implement responsive scaling for our application. Essentially, the components of our application do not scale properly when the size of the user screen changes. We will need to implement this in the next sprint to ensure that our web application is usable on all web devices.